Engineering is one of those big features, which is intended to come with the Pyro, with the 4.0, and they want to go pretty far with engineering and damage to ships. To give it a simple idea, every vehicle is using components and resources. All of these vehicles can benefit from engineering to an extent. Every component is intended to be physicalized, ships consuming energy from components and components being affected by ship damage and such things. And so the repairing idea is to revitalize your ship after receiving disabling damage. And I do mean disabling. If the component takes enough damage to be destroyed, it can no longer be repaired. As long as the component has taken enough damage for the ship to be disabled, well, it can be repaired and the ship's systems can be restored. Life support is of course part of it. The room pressures, oxygen, temperatures, perhaps more. Most commonly, of course, engineering can be basically fighting fires. There are also component misfires, thrusters overheating, components stop working, at least for a while, and other things of that nature. Even a power plant has a chance to blow up when it reaches zero health and can turn into a critical failure. This can cause your ship to blow up if the component is not repaired or removed, which I guess in a way can be a fun thing, like an explosive to use. It is supposed to have a certain number of misfires before it reaches that very critical state. Eventually, there will also be the damage penetration. Certain types of weapons can penetrate through ships. Some will be more efficient and others a bit less to fill this specific damage type. The first idea is to break through the ship's armor so we get better penetration values. This will allow us to damage modules directly through penetration or even affect cargo goods and perhaps even crew inside. As for the repair regarding these penetration values, I assume we can repair our ship with the multifunctional tools scraping tool or scrap tool repair mode. Perhaps we can restore certain levels of integrity of ship's physical structure, but we can never really replace broken off wings and things like that. I am not sure what to think of items being fully destroyed. From one perspective, if you have a big ship, you can actually have replacement components to swap certain items out. So pretty big ships with big crews actually having reserve components might become a norm. Engineering also has overview from the multifunctional displays, as there are two types of engineering displays which are intended to give you a clear overview of the ship and its activities, damaged components, damage levels, and all sorts of those things. Equally important is the power management slider control, which is intended to give you control of ship's modules and their power consumptions. A single display to keep on the life support and manage the powers of ship systems, so minimum manual action is required to keep the ship active and its modules running. It's not just simple enough as controlling power, but also keeping an eye on cooling, producing enough life support, or perhaps having a proper power balance in the ship so it can sustain itself. I would assume low cooling rate and overheating is intended to damage our ships to a certain level. We need to be able to deal with situations happening inside our ship, and of course all of that can depend on the things going on outside our ship. I am expecting these penetration values to be directed more towards bigger weapons and perhaps ballistic weapons, because I would like to see a ship like Inferno go crazy against some capital ship and penetrate it significantly, either damaging the components inside the ship, affecting crew, or just destroying cargo. Not saying it should be the main focus, but I would love to see what the 4 Infernos could do with penetration values against Idris. Or will that ship be extremely durable and penetration values actually won't be as heavy as we expect? It's all still up for speculation, but it's good to hear that damages are going more towards penetration, not just the physicalized damage, also the component damage and how it affects everything inside your ship. And perhaps that is what makes Star Citizen unique. That is, if they eventually get there. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.